Well, we'll return now to the developments in Brussels at that EU summit concerning the reports that US intelligence has been eavesdropping on dozens of world leaders. The agency's allegedly been snooping on Spanish government officials as well, and the targets may have included the Prime Minister. Well, for more on this surveillance scandal, I'm now joined live by the UK leader of the Pirate Party, Loz Kaye. Loz, clearly a lot of frustration, a lot of words being expressed today in Brussels, but will we really see a diplomatic fallout between the EU and the US over this?
Well, it's clear that there's a great deal of diplomatic tension already, but I think actually today's revelations of the monitoring of world leaders' phones has showed the breathtaking double standards of our ruling elite. Suddenly, when it's a case of Frau Merkel's telephone being tapped, then we have the likes of Guy Verhofstadt speaking out and saying it's a real scandal. When actually, when it's a case of ordinary citizens, that's what the real scandal is. The real scandal is the true extent of mass surveillance in the EU and, of course, beyond. But it's obviously creating real diplomatic tension.
Let me quickly ask you, you're there in the UK and you're talking of double standards. Interesting, David Cameron signed that statement expressing concern that it could undermine international security, condemning the US. At the same time, Merkel's saying he's actually been supporting the NSA. And of course, it has been recorded that the UK has been colluding with the NSA. So what is the UK's position there at the moment?
Well, absolutely. We've seen how truly weak David Cameron is on this issue. At least we're now seeing that Hollande and Merkel are beginning to stand up for themselves and also their people. But what's been clear is that David Cameron is not willing to speak up in defence of Britain and the British people when it comes to mass surveillance. And indeed, we've seen the extent of GCHQ's collusion with the NSA, for example, in the Tempora programme, and we've seen massive harvesting of the data through the fibre optic cables. So I'm afraid we need to start to take responsibility in the United Kingdom. Edward Snowden said that also the UK had a big dog in this fight, as he colourfully put it. So it's actually time for its real openness and transparency from the United Kingdom, where we truly stand.
And not just the United Kingdom,
also our European neighbours.
Yeah, but surely not just the United Kingdom, because obviously the US is bracing itself for more leaks, and it's predicting that there will be some intelligence release saying that other countries who are up in arms about it were indeed colluding with the NSA. So again, double standards, not just in the UK, but all of these countries. Some are saying, of course, Germany knew about it, but they're complaining just because of the electorate, because of political matters, to save their face, as it were.
Well, absolutely, and we've seen also, not least because of the Pirate Party's pressure in Germany, actually, that this is now a very significant political issue. But when it's been about ordinary citizens, Germany's Interior Minister kind of shrugged his shoulders and said accepted the United States' assurances. But that's frankly not good enough. There's now calls for talks from France and Germany, but actually it's now time for action, not just talking. It's clear what we need. It's time for real data protection. It's time for a proper inquiry that's open and transparent into these revelations about PRISM and Tempora. It's time for protection for whistleblowers.
And just finally, you mentioned the man at the heart of all of this, Edward Snowden. You're talking about the protection of whistleblowers. What else can we expect? It seems that this sort of information is being leaked every day now, Loz. What next can we expect, just briefly?
Well, I think there is plenty more to come on this, but actually what's next is that it's really important that we offer Edward Snowden asylum, and also that we actually get to the bottom of this. It's clear that we're all regarded as enemies now by the United States, and so it's time to make crystal clear to the United States this mass surveillance must and cannot continue.
Loz Kaye, leader of the UK Pirate Party, live in London. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.